are boring.
If you know what this feels like, then you just need a new way to play your scales. You can use scales to build other skills. Today we're going to take a major scale, just a simple major scale, and we're going to use that scale not necessarily to play the scale itself, but turn it into a completely new challenge. And we're going to use this challenge to build 4 distinct skill sets. I'm using a bass today, but these challenges can be done with any instrument. However, if you are a bass player, whenever you see bass tab or bass music on the screen today, you'll be able to download that music for yourself using the link below. We're going to go through the major scale today. It's not really about this one scale, but if you want to brush up on your major scale or dig a little bit deeper with it, I have a video for you on that, and you can watch that whenever you want to. If you find this lesson helpful, be sure to like and subscribe so that YouTube knows to recommend more content like this to you. Here's the basic scale that we're going to be playing today. In a second, I'll explain how we're going to play it differently, but here it is in its original form. A major scale on the 5th fret. So I'm going to play finger 1, finger 4, stretch out, play finger 1, 2, 4, and then 1, 3, 4. That's our scale. That's the ascending version, playing from low to high. Now, how we're going to do this differently is we're going to play what I call a climbing scale. So same scale, but a different version of it, or a different way to approach it. So think of it as a ladder, where each note in the scale is a different rung on the ladder. And you're going to climb the ladder, but maybe you're afraid to climb the ladder, right? So you're only going to climb up to the 2nd rung. So from 1 to 2 is the smallest amount you can possibly climb. Then you climb back down. Next time you climb the ladder or the scale, you're going to climb up to the 3rd rung. So 1 and 2 and 3, and then back down, 2 and 1. Then you'll go up to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's take a look at what that looks like. I'm going to play 1 to 2 and back down, and then to 2 to 3 to 2 and back down, right? Now I'm going to play up to 4, 2, 3, 4, and back down. The way I'm doing it is I'm not repeating the root note, so you can go 1, 2, 1 if you want to, and then start again 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. The way we're doing it today is we're not going to repeat any of the notes. We're just going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's how we're going to do that. Let's run through this together just the way I described it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just like that. Now, if you try this on your own, just the way it is right now, you will already be building skills that you're not even aware of. Now, let's take a deeper dive into looking at what skills those are and how to artificially bring in new skills to make this scale, this climbing scale, this version of any skill that you want to play, to make it work even harder for us. Let's take a look at the first skill that you're already building. The first skill that you're building right now, without even realizing it, is what I call scale segments or fragments. And there are 3 main benefits that we're going to go over right now that come with learning the scale, any scale, in smaller segments. In a real world situation, when we're playing real music, we normally don't play an entire scale from start to finish. Most of the time, we just play pieces of a scale, segments or fragments. There are countless examples of this, such as Good Times by Chick that opens with an E Dorian scale, the song Stand By Me, where the bass repeatedly meanders down the A major scale from 1 down to 4, or even the bass line to Tom Sawyer by Rush that has the epic descending run using the C Lydian scale from 1 all the way down to 3. So the climbing scale allows us to play the scale in all these various types of segments so that you're more used to playing pieces of scales instead of having to play the entire thing to feel comfortable. Now, by playing scale segments, you are also building new muscle memory. The key word here is variation. Muscles get used to reacting to various commands or the demands that you put on them. And so if you always play the full scale, then you're always going to have to play the full scale, or it's going to feel weird if you don't play the full scale. So training your brain and training your muscles to play these in pieces means that when you do want them for the real world baselines, they're going to be there for you. And the third way that the scale segments are beneficial to you is that by learning pieces of the scale, you start to understand where you are in the scale. So we're going to call this scale degrees. And as usual, if you need to brush up on scale degrees or have a better understanding of them, I've got a video for you that you can check out whenever you want to. But for now, we're going to think of it as the numbers of the scale. Scale degree 1, 2, 3, etc. And as we learn new scales and as we learn new chords, or if we need the notes from a chord, a major 7 chord, for example. Where's the 7th note again? We need to know where that number is. So as you play through your climbing scale, I want you to also think, again, being intentional, think about where you are in that scale. Okay, so I'm at 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3. That's my third. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where my 4 is. So I'm intentionally adding the scale degrees, the numbers that are in the scale, to my brain. I'm not just passively playing the scale, but I'm getting more information about this scale so that I can use it in exactly the way I want to when I need it. This is all down to how you think about it. Active learning, being in charge of what your brain is thinking about and what your brain is learning today. Next on our list of skills today is speed and accuracy. Now, I think speed and accuracy on your instrument come from properly warming up every day. So boring. Now this challenge, the challenge of the climbing scale, should gamify your warm-up. It should make it fun and challenge you to want to play it right, play it fast, and always level up, always get a little bit better. Most of us don't warm up like we should. It's sort of like warming up an old car. If you don't do that, it's just not going to run as well. And your muscles work much in the same way. On the bass, this translates to an increase in errors and just a general lack of control over the instrument. One of the best ways to be a better player is to do a good warm-up every single day. So here's how I like to warm up with this climbing scale. I actually play it descending. I don't know why, it just seems easier going backwards. Plus, again, variation is key, so you're introducing some variation into that playing routine or into that scale, and you're learning it from the top down. You're learning it in a descending way. So anyways, I'm going to do this on G major, so 12th fret on a 4-string bass, and I'm going to think of this as being in 16th notes. Now, if you can't play cleanly and accurately, then slow down the tempo or think of it in 8th notes, quarter notes, whatever you want to do. But here is how I will often start a practice session if I want to get warmed up quickly, get the blood flowing, and really get things moving. Just like that. Now, I wouldn't say that after playing that scale, I'm quite warmed up. So what you can do, and the advantage, the reason I start here at the 12th fret is you can move this down in half steps. So I don't even have to know what note I'm playing. I'll just go down to the 11th fret and I'll play that scale. And I can keep doing that progressively, and it will slowly stretch out my hand. So if you ever had the situation where you go to play bass and you're playing your normal region that you normally play bass lines in down here, and first part of the day you're just flubbing notes, it just doesn't sound good. It's because you're not warmed up. And so by starting here and then moving it 1 fret down at a time slowly, I'm not only getting the blood flowing, but I'm slowly getting that hand stretched out. Just like that. How do you get from point A to point B? On the fretboard, that means we need to do position changes. So we're going to play this in 2 octaves. Now, if you're following along on a string instrument with more than 4 strings, I want you to limit yourself to only 4 strings. So limit yourself to 4 strings, because obviously on a guitar you could do 2 octaves in one position, or on a 6-string bass you could do 2 octaves in one position. But what we're going for is we want to get better at position changes. So I'm intentionally designing my practice to do that. And obviously variation being the key to all things variable, this could be done in 3 octaves as well. But just for fun, we're going to start with 2. So I hope you're warmed up, because we're going to go back to the 5th fret and we're going to start there. Now we're going to do what I call the first octave for free. So we get the first octave for free. Then we're going to start the climbing scale from there. So I'll play my next note here and back down. Then we'll climb up one more after that. Play that first octave, second note, third note, and back down. And the challenge here is that I'm going to have to think about where am I going to make these position changes. Again, the name of the game for this variation is position changes. So let's look at how we're going to get ourselves up the neck with these position changes, doing the climbing scale in the second octave. First octave for free. I'm going to go ahead and play my second note because it's right there. Then first octave, third note in the second octave, and back. And up to the 4th note. And this time we're going to definitely have to do a position change. So I'll go ahead and slide up. But you know, I don't like changing with the pinky, so I think what I'll do is I'll slide up to 7 with my first finger, and that will get me up to my 5th note. So let's do that again. Position change. Now I'll do the same change going back. And now we're going to go to our 6th note. Same change. But I found myself again having to go to that pinky. Not really fantastic about changing with the pinky. We can do that, but it's a weaker finger. I want to look for another option. So let's go back and look at what's available there. What if I don't change here? What if I wait and change to the 5, make one big change? Up to 4, big change to 5. I hit 6 and back to 4. So all again one more time, going up to 6. When I go up to 6 this time, I'm going to have another change ahead of me. So let's go back to our initial change that we did going to 5. We changed to scale degree 7 with finger 1. Changing here, have the 5, right, all closed out, good to go. I'm going to change all the way to 6, 7, and then back again. And of course, now that I have 7, I have 8 also under my fingers, so I can hit that last note, no problem, easy peasy. And in this way, I can learn to make decisions about my position changes, get better at my position changes, try to get them sound good and feel good, and vary up the way that I'm playing my scales and just the way I'm playing my bass in general. Let's talk about rhythms. Rhythms are admittedly challenging for most people. So my philosophy of learning music is there are 87, give or take, tasks that have to be done all at one time without you able to think about it, because we can't think about 87 different things at once. So these must be automated. So rhythms are going to be included in one of those things that we're going to try and automate. If I don't have to count my rhythms, if I don't have to think about them, then my brain is free to achieve other things on my instrument and with my music. So we're going to bring the rhythms into the climbing scale. I've been playing what I feel like is 16th notes, and again, if you slow it down, that's just 8th notes or quarter notes or just a steady rhythm. We're going to play a different steady rhythm that feels differently because of where the downbeat is. Triplets. Triplets are also evenly spaced, just like the notes I've been playing, but you want to feel that downbeat. Ba, 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 ba. That's clearly a triplet. You can feel where that downbeat is. So we're going to play back to the A major again. We're going to play the first octave with triplets this time. And this is my favorite. I love playing my climbing scales in triplets. I also love watching my students go through this because even though it seems like it should be easy, it always takes you down a peg. And I don't enjoy taking anyone down a peg, but by making challenges for ourselves, by making it something that we can just barely do or can't even really do at all, that gives us something to shoot for. That's going to bring us up to our next level. So let's try this in triplets. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. You try and play along. Follow along on the tab if you need to. And here we go. And you can use whatever rhythmic variation you want to with this. You could do, say, an eighth note and 2/16. How about quintuplets? 5 notes at once. I don't know if you could hear that, but I was accenting the first of every 5 notes. How about we mix up triplets and quintuplets? This is where it really gets interesting. I like that one. So work through the climbing scale slowly and carefully, using all the variations here and making up some of your own. Remember to always be deliberate in what you are doing with your practice time. Please be sure to leave comments for me here because I love getting your feedback and it helps me to promote my channel so that I can continue to bring you fantastic content. If you need personal attention with your music education, just reach out to me at stepbystepmusic.com and I'll see you next time. Skills are stupid. Coffee break.